Hello again. Although it's been a mild run up to Christmas and that will continue today on Christmas Eve, I think we'll notice a change by the end of Christmas Day. It's set to get much colder, so the snow risk will increase. Some of us may yet have a white Christmas, and it could be potentially pretty windy as well in the next 48 hours. Now, we did have a little bit of brightness through the day on Saturday. This was Durham late in the day, but I don't think we'll see as much brightness through the day ahead. And the reason is this massive cloud. It's a weather front, quite an active weather front that is marching into the north and west of the UK now. Now, we've still got those tightly packed isobars, so windy weather, and they're still coming from a mild southwesterly direction. It's behind this weather front that the cold air is lying. So it stays to the north for most, and we start on a rather mild and murky note. There could be a little bit of morning fog around, but not as much as yesterday morning. It still will be rather dank and drizzly and grey for most of us as we move into this morning. 9s and 10s already as we get to daybreak. Now, it will stay drizzly around the coast for much of the day, but we may see a bit of brightness inland, just not as much as yesterday. And actually, very little chance of any brightness for Northern Ireland and Scotland because this weather front stays put. It does sink rather a little bit further southwards as we go through the day, but the intensity remains with us for Scotland, Argyll northwards in particular, and it gets heavier across Northern Ireland through the afternoon, and there's fairly brisk wind, and that's why I'm hopeful that for the likes of North East Wales, North East England, we may see a few sunnier spells. We may see it to the north of the weather front temporarily in Scotland, northern Scotland that is. However, as we go through this evening, we get another weather front joining forces with one that we already have, so we are concerned that we'll see some flooding because it looks like a thoroughly wet 24 hours. As I say, Argyll northwards could see 80 to 100 millimetres of rain over the hills. Now, the winds really strengthen ahead of these two weather fronts as we get into Christmas Day, and it looks quite squally, the wind across England and Wales on this weather front as it starts to move across the western side of England, across Wales, northern England as well, and it's behind that we get the snow risk. So very mild and windy ahead of it and quite grey again. But to the north of it, through the afternoon and evening, we could see snow to lower levels across southern and eastern Scotland, possibly northern England later, and then through the evening and overnight across the hills of Wales and the south and west. And that's because the cold air's coming back. Not just across the north, it looks as if it will filter southwards across many areas by the time we get to Boxing Day, so it will feel markedly colder. That's the weather system I'm talking about. It's clearing out of the way, so it's brighter skies but colder, but then we've got this weather system which could also bring a risk of some snow, so please stay tuned.